Red 2 standing by, all four lit and in the green. Welcome to Super Mario Sunshine's Blue Coin Special. We're going through Delfino Plaza first, and we're going to be arranging things basically in a couple of videos because this gets a bit long otherwise. This one will cover Delfino Plaza, Bianco Hills, Rico Harbour and Gelato Beach. It'll show you where to go to grab absolutely everything, even if I go in a slightly weird order sometimes. You will need certain items to get some of these blue coins, and here's our first one. We have 20 blue coins throughout Delfino Plaza. One of them you need to go to the airstrip to get. But we will of course get to that in due time, so you'll need to have entered Corona Mountain to get that one. Two of the early ones you can grab pretty quickly in the game. Just wander around these towers and you'll find them, spray them, and those M symbols around the game will be sources of blue coins. I've probably explained quite a lot of these through the actual videos, but this just serves as a handy reference guide if you want to grab something and check out what's happening. I've also changed up the music a bit so that we can make things a bit more, well, a little bit more stylish, add a few thematic elements along the way. We've got the very nice theme from Windfall Island accompanying our search through Delfino Plaza. There we are, that's 3 down. I had to do all this on a different file obviously because I'd run around and collected most of the blue coins around the place. Thankfully a lot of this is pretty easy to get through. You'll be able to use the sort of sliding mechanic to get some of the blue coins that would normally require you to run very quickly with the turbo nozzle. The ability to just spray water anywhere and then slide along that at high speed is incredible. The turbo nozzle's used for 1, maybe 2 blue coins. If we head through the sewers of the town, I think they're technically sewers, they're more of an underground passage than anything else. But you'll be able to find some blue coins around here. You'll also get a lot of coins. If you are able to get a shine sprite, you'll be able to have an easier time going for 100 coins along the way, which is pretty helpful. Went the wrong way there, just making absolutely sure. Basically just wander around and pay attention to the counters as well so that you can sort of sweep through the area and find everything you need. Delfino Plazas are generally very easy. You've seen we need the turbo nozzle for maybe 1. The turbo nozzle, as I mentioned, is very underused. You'll be able to pick up a few around here and you'll be very close to the fruit basket coins as well. Do note that you actually have to talk to the people involved in those. I kind of goofed and forgot to. At least with the durians, and that's the most annoying one of the lot. Because durians are fairly spiky and you can't carry them. I mean, makes you wonder, why can you carry pineapples when they're fairly spiky as well? Maybe durians are just terrible all round. So now we can clip through the level and die. That was just a classic Mario Sunshine moment in all fairness. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I did. You'll see a few blue birds around the place. Make sure you shoot those with water jets. Green birds will net you a coin. They will respawn, the other blue birds won't. So that makes, I think, 4 species will have wiped out. We've wiped out the red coin bird, we've wiped out the gold birds, and now we've wiped out the blue birds as well as Gooper Blooper or whatever it was. So make sure we talk to this lady, and this is when we have to play soccer. Hang on, why have I wound up all the way out here? Did I not add the durians? I might have cut that one a little wrong. So we've got the 3 coconuts, which are up here, but it seems I've accidentally cut out the durians. I'll probably have to add some footage in here. But yeah, maybe I forgot to record that or something. But anyway, that's how you wind up getting the coconuts. Just spray them off the tree. For the bananas, grab them from the fruit stall. Basically, just steal things. Away we go. Pinch everything and just flip over the buildings and hand over the bananas. That one is comparatively simple. Pineapples, we have to play basketball for. But yeah, most of these are not very hard. You'll be able to wind up getting those really, really, really easily along the way. It's honestly pretty simple to get all of the blue coins in Delfino Plaza. Once you get that beautiful swish with the pineapple, another blue coin is racked up. And let's see, was this where... No, this wasn't where I went to get the durians. I really did wind up leaving that footage out, but yes, the infamous man on fire. His location does change slightly, depending on how much you've done in the game. There's a random durian there. But yeah, basically this guy, the first time you can encounter this guy, he's running along the beach. Yeah, the ocean is 10 feet to the right of him, and he will not do anything to save himself. How stupid can you get? It shows exactly how moronic these people are. Make sure we get that blue coin out of jail, even though it really, really doesn't deserve to be let out. It knows what it did. But yeah, it's a wonder you didn't have that one. I mean, mind you, it's not a very good jail in the first place, since you can just walk out and swim away. Not that they really care, I don't think they'd actually notice. They're not the most intelligent people, these Piantas. It's really odd that the ones in Delfino Plaza and Bianco Hills are such a pain in the backside to Mario. Yet the ones who live in Pianta Village are nothing but kind. The mayor is actually one of the most competent individuals in the game. Granted, that's not exactly the hardest thing to do. You just sort of have to have an IQ that is a bit higher than your shoe size. This is what I mean by those just spraying the water and sliding along the ground. It makes this really easy to do. You won't need the turbo nozzle for that, you will just need that. You'll need Yoshi for a couple of them. You need Yoshi for more blue coins than you need the turbo nozzle. Jump along the rooftops and you'll find a couple of orange juice generators. You can land some really good spin jumps with Yoshi, which is particularly nice. The distance you get on Yoshi's jumping is phenomenal. It makes for some really good platforming, especially when you combine it with the flutter jump. And that tongue gets really, really, really long. Speaking of that, it's probably an interesting Pokemon fact. It does come up in a project I'm recording, but, well, I think you'll just have to wait and see. Because I don't want to spoil all the surprises of everything I'm working on, it's just an interesting little bit of trivia. I think there's also a bit of slowdown along the way, which is a pain in the butt. I'm not sure what it was, but sometimes things just sort of seem to slow down. There was a moment of panic as I nearly landed Yoshi in the drink, but there we go. Another blue coin. And then we'll need to pay 10 coins to head out to the airstrip. Our very last blue coin is in an ice block, but you'll need to break through the doors with the turbo nozzle. It's best to do this before you hit the red coin switch, just to make things a little bit easier. So yeah, just through there, that's everything we need when it comes to Delfino Plaza and its surrounds. On to Bianco Hills, and we have some Pokemon music from Heart Gold and Soul Silver as we're travelling on our adventure. I will be showing you which episodes you'll need to get certain blue coins. A lot of them can be done in episode 1 of each stage, though I believe Bianco Hills is the only one where you can actually do all of them in episode 8. Some of them do require very specific episodes. Anyway, we start off Bianco Hills pretty easily. It's a fairly cruisy adventure and we'll be able to grab quite a lot of blue coins through the course of episode 1. Some of them do change location, depending on which episode you're doing, but I'll be making sure to show things and where you can grab them. First blue coin, very easy. We have a couple around our little village as well, so make sure you're looking there, because there really is a lot to find. 30 blue coins in each main level. There are 10 in Corona Mountain, and they're a pain in the backside. If we head through the town, we'll be able to find one of those weird stew generators. We can spray that with water to get rid of it. And we'll also find another M symbol nearby. Make sure to water those plants if you're looking for coins. Some of them are pokies. Spray this down and another blue coin. Nice and easy. Some of them obviously will get a lot more challenging as we go along. And near this lady freaking out, that's a bit hard to miss. Another coin to our collection. If we head around nearby, we can just find another one. You will have to go around the front of the building because there actually are... it's an easier way of getting up there. Just wall kick up and you'll find a blue coin floating around. I apologize if there's no real cohesive method as to how I do all of these. I just sort of grab them and go. And we should be able to find a couple more nearby. Moving through the village is pretty easy, all things considered, and you will be able to grab quite a lot pretty simply. If you take the time to look around, you can save yourself a lot of trouble. Make sure you do so, because actually trying to search them all can be a complete pain in the backside. I mean, just head over to that building with the big balcony here, spray in the left one. In odd-numbered episodes, it's the left one. On even-numbered episodes, it's the right one. So there we are. If we head up here, we'll be able to see another M symbol, and we'll also see two matching symbols where we'll have to run between the two symbols to get the coins. But of course, with intelligent positioning, you can actually grab them pretty easily. These big windmills, you can actually move by spraying them with water. I suppose any application of force would really work well when it came to something like that, but basically just spray and grab the blue coin as we float along to it. Easy as you please. Now, speaking of those symbols, we're about to take a couple of those on. If you look down there, you see that X. Get it from the right spot, unleash a jet of water, and you'll have an easier time running around and picking it up. You do have to spray them in very specific spots. I think you essentially have to get right in the middle of the model for best results. But if we drop down here, there we go. We get our blue coin and we can very easily grab that next one by positioning ourselves sensibly. I did think there was a blue coin to do with those bells, but it's always a 1-up. I was a little bit wrong on that, but oh well, that's how you go sometimes. I wasn't going to remember absolutely everything. I hope the additional music helps out a little bit too. I wanted to add something different. And let's face it, I'm an absolute sucker for Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Favourite Pokemon games, and probably Heart Gold would be my favourite game of all time. Fire Emblem Awakening comes very close because it was extremely helpful for me in very difficult times. I love the gameplay, I love all the way you can customize your characters. It's got some nice challenges and things, and the cast just sort of stuck with me. I've always been able to enjoy them, and I always get great results out of them. There's a lot of work involved, but I've had so much fun setting up my ideal teams. There we are, spray that for another coin, and now we can head out on the lake. Crystal clear water, practically reflective. It's like a mirror. Yeah, I'll fumble a few words along the way, but that's just how it goes. If we head up the, let's call it the mountain path on the road to the Windmill, we can, in episode 1, make our way and grab some blue coins. You just need to not grab the Shine Sprite. You don't actually have to get the Road to the Big Windmill Shine Sprite at all, which is fairly useful. There are other shortcuts we can take as far as grabbing shine sprites goes, but it's probably best to get as many as you can if you want to be a completionist. There's also a blue coin hidden out on this big pillar, and Petey is still going to try and spit on us, jerk. Now we need to move on to episode 8 to get the rest of them. Well, as I said, you can get all of them in episode 8 for Bianco Hills. I just decided to get them in the episodes where they first become available. Episode 3 is the one we're eventually going to wind up getting to. I obviously still am demonstrating that ability to hold wide shots for too long. Anyway, if we make our way up the path to the Windmill, we can find a guy who needs to be cleaned off. He appears from episode 3 onward and will appear in different spots. So he'll wind up giving us a blue coin there. If we go all the way up to the top of the Windmill, then we wind up finding that one pokey I had a lot of trouble with. I'm still a little embarrassed about that one. If we defeat this one, we get a blue coin. Easy as you please. Or at least it should be in theory this time. No such trouble, there's another blue coin for us. We can also get that blue coin out on that platform. I thought you needed the rocket nozzle for it, because I had a really hard time trying to get it. There is one you'll need the rocket nozzle for at the edge of town, near where we got blue coin number 1 in this collection. But it's not too hard to get. Just rocket up and away you go. You can launch yourself up to different places using the rocket nozzle. While it's not mandatory for a lot of things, it's way more useful than the turbo nozzle because there's so much vertical platforming. Now, you can come over here from the location I'm looking at, but there's a pokey over there. Defeat this pokey, and you will get another blue coin out of it. So there we are, pokey pops up, and we have to jump over, jump on the pokey. I did surprisingly well that time. And we get ourselves that blue coin. And we should be able to grab a couple more things along the way too. We can stick the landing remarkably well, but not really get too far. Unless, of course, you want to run very quickly. For some reason, there's a bit of a weird bug that can make Mario gain a lot of momentum. Underneath that bridge is a blue coin. And now, this one. You can actually time it right with a spin jump and get out to that platform with the blue coin on it. You, of course, have to jump in the right direction. It's one of the things I hate about the spin jump. You don't always go in the right direction. Kind of bugs me. But with all those collected, we can head out to the secret of the dirty lake. I really should have done all these in episode 8. But there is a guy up there. We can spray him down and we can get another blue coin. This guy is different to the gentleman in the hat we met in episode 3 up on the Windmill path. If we head out towards where Petey Piranha was in episode 5, we can find something, which is fairly useful, but we can clean a different guy off, and he's not the same person. We don't get anything for helping him, which is really unfortunate. But now, let's see. There's obviously something in here. We need the rocket nozzle, and we can presumably launch our way up to... Yeah, that's right. We can launch our way up to a blue coin by a huge column near that lady who hangs around the back of this house. She's a chuckster. Don't talk to her. The blue coin is all the way up there. If you rocket up, you'll be able to get it. The rocket nozzle is so much more useful for getting blue coins. The turbo nozzle is just wasted. It's cool that we don't take fall damage from the rocket nozzle, but it's annoying that we wind up basically skidding down a wall and doing a wall kick. If we launch ourselves up here, we'll be able to get a blue coin up on those platforms. You might have seen it. Now, there's the guy from episode 3. help him out again, and we get a 1-up, which is actually incredibly generous. So, launch up here, and there's a blue coin, but I recommend having the hover nozzle if you're going out here, because you really have to time the landing right, otherwise. Use the hover nozzle, cruise across, and spray that platform. It really does make you wonder exactly how are you supposed to know where most of these blue coins are? Like, this is why strategy guides existed. Because some of them are in just the most obscure and strange locations. It's so weird. You basically just have to spray everything. There's a blue bird around the area too. That's pretty much what we're getting now. This is where red coins of the village appears. We have to head up here. I believe it's up here, and just look around for the blue bird. It took ages to find the damn thing. It was incredibly frustrating actually trying to find it, but there it was. Eventually we'll get it. Aim up right, and yeah, you can see still that I graduated with honours from the Imperial Stormtrooper Marksmanship Academy. Now, we will be able to find yet another counterintuitive blue coin if we head out along these trees. It really makes you wonder, how did they expect people to find all of these? There we go. And now we're in red coins of the lake, which I didn't get on this file. Fairly large pokey head, so you can see that O there. There are blue coins we'll need to get. So if we spray that, we can spray and slide, hit it from range. I recommend hitting these from range whenever you can, just to make sure you've got a bit of an advantage in grabbing them. Run around very quickly, and we can grab that blue coin. Easy as you please. So they'll always show you where the other symbol is, so you'll have an easier time getting to them. You can use the turbo nozzle, but it doesn't really do that much for you as far as I'm concerned. Because it's only over a short distance, so you might as well just sort of slide along the ground. That one does need a bit of speed, but we got it. If we head out to the lake, I think you can get this in episode 6, maybe episode 7. I'm using the wrong nozzle to launch myself along, which I don't actually realize for a little while. And there I go. Well done past me. So dive down. There's another blue coin. And then we need Yoshi for the last 2. Actually bring Yoshi the right fruit, unlike the last time I tried to do this. That was a nightmare. And the echoed voice effect didn't help. I'm actually playing Omega Ruby and I'm using a Whismer at the moment. Echoed voice can be fairly handy. We cruise across, we stick the landing, but we cannot pick up additional nozzles while we're on Yoshi. So with that done, we have to head out and find a butterfly and eat a pokey. That works. So, putting that Yoshi appetite to good work, we eat the blue butterfly, we get a blue coin, and then we have to head out and deal with bees. One of the beehives will give us a mushroom, the other one gives us a blue coin. It's a lot easier to aim in head mode, for some reason. But it's still very fiddly. The sensitivity of the Switch control sticks is, well, it's a bit higher compared to some of the older controllers. So just hammer away, eat as many bees as possible, and maybe grab pineapples and durians. Try not to get launched off Yoshi, because it's really, really annoying when you do. And there we go. That's all our blue coins in Bianco Hills. So next up on the list is Rico Harbor, which only has the one piece of music admittedly, but that's because I really, really like Rusty Bucket Bay. It's my favourite level in Banjo-Kazooie, which is going to be a bit strange for a lot of people to think. But you can't go wrong with Grant Kirkhope's music, honestly. Anyway, a lot of blue coins can be gathered in episode 1. So we've got plenty of Gunge and Gooper Blooper hanging around. Basically, just make a left turn from the start and you'll see the M symbol on the wall. You might wind up running away and missing it, but it's not too hard to get, honestly. Then you can get on top of the sheds pretty easily, get your hover nozzle out, do a spin jump or somersault and away you go. And there's another big M symbol, not that big M, right up there. Do other places have big M's? I know that Australia's got the big M and it's like flavoured milk in the cartons, but yeah, do other places have that? Kind of curious about that. We can head over and get a couple of things in the cargo ship, deal with the Gunge in there, make sure to punch the gates. You at least get instructions for that, but you should see an M symbol on the floor underneath all the oil once we get off the grating. So yeah, clean that up, make sure the swoop and stews get out of our way, and we can spray it off. Pretty easy, pretty good start as well. Take a little bit of time to explore and you'll get plenty of goodies. Over by the lighthouse, you'll notice there's an M symbol on the side of the ship. The coin's going to drop into the water, so make sure you grab that pretty quickly. Because I don't think they disappear, but I just want to make absolutely sure in the event that they do, because that would be the worst. Just decide to wait for a bit and then it disappears and you have to go through everything again. And guess what? Another M symbol in the oily Gunge near the lighthouse. This one's a bit more obscure. We head over here, get our water pack and spray this wall for a blue Shine Sprite outline. We get regular coins as well, but we also get a blue coin. Easy. And then we can just cruise along, run into an enemy. Well done, past me. There's a crate over here, and this will yield, you guessed it, another blue coin. Not too bad. So, we can't quite get through to that upper level from the what's-its-thing, but the what's-its-thing being the lower section. But yeah, I had to show off me getting beaten up by a blooper and somehow flipping over it with the somersault. Anyway, move through these it's a construction area in a sense. Move through there and you will see a lovely Beatles reference. Raise it from the water and we'll get a blue coin for doing that. You can only do this in episode 1. Don't know why it doesn't work in any of the other ones. And then just nearby, you guessed it, another blue coin. Dive down and grab it. Dive down and grab that, pretty easy. And then on top of one of the cargo cranes moving the girder, blue coin. Just let it rotate or just run in and grab it. Pretty easy. We can also get another one on the girders above the harbour. The easiest way to get up there is onto the smokestack of the ship near the start, and over by Rico Tower, a blue coin. We'll be able to jump onto some of the other girders as well. Just cruise over, you can already see one over top right of the screen. Fly over, try not to fall into the water because I'm absolutely terrible at this sort of stuff. Yeah, so I totally didn't fall into the water. Okay, that time I did, but the first time I totally didn't fall into the water. I got that very smoothly. Okay, I fell off quite a lot. I wound up falling off quite a lot, but there's a couple of blue coins we can grab around that area. We'll be able to jump across the girders pretty easily if we're, well, a lot more accurate than me. Thankfully, I think there's a hover nozzle up here, but you can pretty easily scale all the girders and deal with the blooper guarding that blue coin high up there on the girders. Take some aim from downtown. I decided to show off a little bit just to see if I could do it, and a stray shot. Just one stray little bit of water aside from the main blast took that blooper out of commission. And I nearly fell off again. I'm obviously not quite as good at platforming as I think. So why did I take this game on? Anyway, from there, drop down to the fountain. And sadly, I did not stick the landing. I'm not quite that good, but it was worth a shot. Anyway, blue coin there, and take out a blooper that's bothering us. It's best to clear the way for the get rid of the bloopers, basically, if you want to try one of the next challenges I have. There is, of course, an M symbol just near the fountain. Spray that down and we get another blue coin. But the slightly khaki, well, the khaki coloured X's will pop up as something of a challenge we can undertake. But of course, there's another M symbol nearby. There are quite a lot of these around the place. Probably a few more than in Bianco Hills. Anyway, these khaki coloured X's, spray and use the slide technique to get the first one. You have to aim your water stream just right, but if you clear the bloopers out of the way, rather than waiting for the turbo nozzle, which I believe is what you're meant to do, you can flick over there and grab that. Now, if you stand in just the right spot, you can actually get that X. And rather than, again, running back through the sewers with the turbo nozzle, spray, bounce off a guy's head, and there we go. So you really don't need the turbo nozzle for very much. It's remarkable what you can get away with. We can, with some good jumping, make sure you know your spin jumps because that is vital. We can head over the platforms that will be used in Yoshi's Fruit Adventure, and there's another M by a palm tree that is somehow sticking out of a wall. Okay, not sure how that works, but you do you, game. There we are. We can move on to later episodes now. I think we have a couple we can only get in episode 2. We will need to be blooper surfing for some of them, which means pain. There is one hovering over the ocean, which we can't get until we either blooper surf or get the rocket nozzle. So if we cruise very carefully, there's that one on the ocean, and the next one is near the entrance to the tunnel where we go into the blooper surfing minigame, and that covers all the ones that are exclusive to episode 2 and onwards. Now we can move on a little bit later. Some things we do need the rocket nozzle for, but not a huge amount. From the start, we can go and head to the cargo ship again, dealing with the spider creatures. I've temporarily forgotten what they're called, but we can get rid of these by punching them off the wall. I think a couple of these do actually give us, well, that one does, and I think there's another one that gives us a blue coin. Actually pretty handy. Lets us kill 2 birds with the 1 stone, and we get some goodies out of it all. So, just over here, one of them, once you hit the right spot, does give us the blue coin. There we are. Not too bad. Now, we do have to go and get the rocket nozzle, but that's pretty easily done. Once you've actually completed the caged shine sprite, you can access the rocket nozzle in different areas, but you have to get a specific rocket nozzle location. Grab it, and we can rocket our way over these platforms. You will, however, need Yoshi to complete Yoshi's Fruit Adventure because there's an orange juice generator on one of the on the platform where the shine sprite is. And I nearly overshot. Anyway, you rocket along here, or you can wait until you're doing Yoshi's Fruit Adventure. And there we go, another M symbol. Rocket over and spray it down. Stick your landing just right. You need to be incredibly careful. I don't think you can use the rocket nozzle to actually clean it off. I decided against trying it. Probably a little silly. Could have at least given it a go. And there we are, blue coin. Nearby is another blue coin we can go and get. We can drop down to get this from the girders, but we can also use the rocket nozzle. Swim over to this pillar, rocket away, and you're going to get yourself another blue coin. Make sure you jump out of the water to get it, otherwise the rocket nozzle doesn't fire. Then there's one on top of Rico Tower. If you use a spin jump, you'll be able to get more height with your rocket nozzle. You can't double jump, but you can spin jump for some reason. And now we go into episode 8, which is the easiest spot to find them all. When the fish market is back, spray one of the baskets, or the locals, and there we are, a blue coin pops out. Don't hit your head with the rocket nozzle, always a bit of a pain when that happens. Now, this next one we can get after the completion of the caged shine sprite. Anytime after. You have to go back into the cage, and there'll be a blooper in there. Flip the gate, defeat the blooper, and we net ourselves a blue coin. Pretty nifty. So, if we're hanging around near the fruit stall, we do need Yoshi's assistance for this one. So, get rid of any fruit that's in your way, and carefully move that durian back. Kick it over to Yoshi because we'll need Yoshi's tongue for pretty much 2 things and 1 optional shine sprite. There should be a blue butterfly that hangs around, or a group of blue butterflies. There we are, Yoshi, and we can eat various butterflies for coins and 1-ups. The blue butterflies are what we seek. If we eat all of those, we will get a blue coin. Then we make a quick run down to the tower for the last one, making sure not to get our water-soluble dinosaur too wet. There is one of those spider creatures on the wall. I don't think you can ground pound it, but eat it, and we will have the last blue coin in Rico Harbour. That completes our search, and we can move on, along with a weird glitch, to Gelato Beach. A trip to the beach is always worthwhile, and we're heading out to Gelato Beach to grab our blue coins today. There's plenty to do, but most of them are relatively easy to grab, apart from the stupid fish that keep clipping through the ocean floor and the coins run away from you. That's frustrating. So I did kind of do this in a cack-handed order, if I'm going to be honest, because you can get a couple by going behind you right at the start. And I just sort of didn't. Oh well, we get them all in the end. Anyway, head across and start cruising around and getting rid of the cataquacks. We really got some air off that one, but if you can get rid of a few of the cataquacks, the better. Start by spraying down the beach and you will find some shine sprite shapes and they will yield blue coins. We've got one near the cabana, there's one out by a boat somewhere along the way, and one sort of more towards the middle of the beach. I know it's a little vague, but spray and pray and you pretty much find what you need. It's ultimately not too hard to grab these ones, but you can also, on the way, attack the only red cataquack on the beach for a blue coin. So there we go, spray this one, and 4 already, not too bad. We don't need the turbo nozzle for the triangles. Stand in the right spot, spray down those triangles and slide along the beach. It's remarkably easy actually. You can just cruise along and yeah, the turbo nozzle is surprisingly useless when you consider all the advanced movement techniques you have on hand. You generally will not need it for very much. I don't think it's actually needed, given that you can use this technique in Gelato Beach at all. It's just sort of there. But yeah, cruise along and yeah, that is so easy. And if we head out to the sand cabana, or whatever it's called, in the roof, do a nice somersault and grab it. Now we head back to the island. Probably should have gone there first, but oh well. So there is one on that swing, as you can see, but there's also one in the tree above it. Run up and try not to fall off. And hopefully you get enough height to stick the landing, which I did not. But if you fall off, you can at least jump onto the swing and then use your squirt nozzle to actually get it. Makes you wonder how they always manage to get horizontal palm trees or close enough to horizontal palm trees. It's like every advert for tropical islands has that one pretty much horizontal palm tree hanging out over the water. Does it just sort of make itself available for hire or something? I don't know. Maybe it's something special. People just know how to create horizontal palm trees, or they've just built one for Western tourists who won't consider it a proper tropical island if it doesn't have that. Anyway, we can head out onto the ocean floor just nearby and grab another blue coin casually sitting there. Really easy to get our hands on this one. There is another blue coin out on the ocean floor basically in between the island at the start and the watermelon hut. It is guarded by a cheap sometimes, but at least this one is actually just sitting there and is easy to get. Unfortunately, swimming around to get the coins with the fish, absolute pain in the backside. So you can see there, blue coin with a school of fish. It swims faster than you when it notices you, kind of like the fish do. And on top of that, it has such a bad habit of clipping through the ocean floor. Why did they not put proper collision detection on this game? It really makes me wonder. Anyway, eventually you can chase it down, but it's going to require a lot of work. There's a second one, I think, that is with a school of fish, but over by the watermelon hut, there is a blue coin under the decking at the back. And I wasn't going crazier, there is a second blue coin with a school of blue fish. The location, I think, can vary slightly depending on the shine sprite. So I did all this in episode 1. So they'll be relatively close together, but you gotta track it down before it clips into the floor again. Pain in the backside. I wound up accidentally saving, but that's okay. There is also an M symbol on a wall near the sand cabana. Fly up, grab your coins, and spray that down. Easy as you please. Once we've done that, we need to head over towards the watermelon hut. If we head up the hills and use our hover nozzle, we can find a blue coin lurking behind this little pillar. If we head up to the amphitheater after that, because we will be near the path, we get not one, but 2 blue birds we can spray down in order to get blue coins. There's also one up on one of the posts, so there's one, and we hit the other, so this is a fairly profitable little area. There we go. Now there's just that other blue coin on top of the post to grab, and we'll have to fly fairly carefully, but if you're capable at what you're doing, which shouldn't be too hard, I'm sure you're all pretty good, you're probably better than me anyway. There we go, there is another blue coin. Not too shabby. And all the way out here at pretty much the highest point of the island is that blue coin I just wasted everybody's time several episodes ago trying to get. It's a pain in the butt. You have to make sure you've got a lot of water, you have to be very accurate with your jumps, you are kind of fighting the camera, but with a bit of precision and a little bit of luck, we can make it. So basically jump across, grab the ropes, and carefully tightrope walk like a circus artiste. Stick your landing just so, and we will eventually get it. Now, I think you can actually do cool stuff with the rocket nozzle, given that you can actually sort of launch yourself down where those trails of coins are. I got the blue coin. Now, coconuts. What did I need the coconuts for? I know we need the coconuts for Yoshi sometimes, but you can only get Yoshi back in episode 6. I think that's the only time Yoshi turns up, which is a real pain in the backside. Ah yes, that's why we needed the coconuts, because if we pick up a coconut, we can take it all the way over to the watermelon hut, assuming I don't get stuck in the sand. Drop it into the grinder on top of the watermelon hut, and there you go, that will be another blue coin for you. So not too bad. It's pretty simple to get. You will eventually be able to get the various fruits at the sand cabana. So episode 1 has plenty of profit. Episode 4 is the next time we actually need to go out and get some more blue coins. Where the sandcastle was in episode 1 yields a blue coin which launches into the stratosphere and eventually comes down. Then we have to find clouds in the Sandbird course. There are 4 blue coins in the Sandbird's course. Make sure you grab all of those. Don't worry, the Sandbird will actually come back around if you wind up having to stand on a cloud. But there we are, there's 1. And I think we basically just take a look and proceed through the whole thing. It's not too hard to grab them if you're paying attention, but at the same time, you've got to know what to look out for, because the Sandbird is continually moving and can wind up badly screwing you over when it turns at a time you don't expect it to. You might have to go a little out of your way and make some hasty jumps to actually get there, but you'll be able to do it. Just pay attention to what the Sandbird's doing. The very last one is closer to the top, and once you've actually got that, we can just go back to cruising on our merry way and grabbing a selection of blue coins. There it is, sitting right up there, the very last one. This can be such a nightmare, but it actually went surprisingly well, all told, across all the files I had. A little unusual, but that was kind of the story of it. And on we go for episode 6. So we do need the rocket nozzle for one of the blue coins. It's the one that's right above the beehive, for which we'll need Yoshi. And of course Yoshi only appears in episode 6. We need Yoshi for 2 blue coins, and that's it. Probably best if you actually get rid of the bees first. But we can dive down, get Mario stuck in the sand. It's actually a fairly good shot. And is he going to get out? Yep, eventually. So there is this one. We can wake up that blue Cataquack, which is the uncommon one now. Just like in episode 1, if we spray it, jump on it like its red counterpart, blue coin. Now we need Yoshi's help. Yoshi can transform the red Cataquacks into platforms using Yoshi juice. To be fair, as I said, I didn't realize the meter was a stomach. I thought it was a fruit. It looks kind of like a lemon. So yeah, anyway, beehive, spray that down. And just eat all the bees for the blue coin. This one's being a little stubborn. Also, my aim is bad. That's probably the most notable thing. My aim is bad. So, keep eating the bees, mash the button, and do a lot of dives when the bees inevitably knock you off Yoshi. And eventually, we wind up getting the blue coin. And from here, we can just run down near the cabana, and there's a dune bud with juice on it. Spray the dune bud. And the last blue coin is in there.